Testing, testing. Okay. Today I'll look into path segments. But before that, the traps are getting on my nerves and on some players as well. So I'll add a disarming action, and I think I'll just use the wait button. So if you stand next to a trap and press the wait button, it'll get destroyed. That's the easiest solution. I could use the pull button for the boulder, but that doesn't make sense. And if you wait a turn, that makes sense. That you spend a turn disarming the trap. So I'll just do that. So here's the wait routine. This is the hero action. And these are all the actions the hero can do. And here in the wait function, I just play a sound, which I have to change because I don't like it very much. And then it does just nothing. It returns 1, which means spend a turn. And I'll just call a function here. Disarm traps. Oops, what's happening? And this comment is wrong, and this traps. Okay, and in this function, I'll just look around the hero, and if there are any traps, I destroy them. Static void, disarm traps. Hey McNally, Steam page got approved yesterday. Hoping build is approved today. That's awesome. That's really cool. Automod held a message for reason smart detection. How are you? So Twitch, your mod bot works well. That's awesome. I'm doing well. I've been thinking about the game concept quite a lot, and I'm making progress. And part of that is looking into path segments today, just to see how complicated that would be to implement and how much time I would need. Yeah, but first I'll make the traps disarmable. Disarms all traps around the hero. Okay, yeah, there's one problem with this. With the waiting a turn to disarm, because there are the spider webs on the floor are also marked as traps, but if you spend a turn and remove them, I think that still makes sense. Just from a logical standpoint. So let's continue. For I and I 0, I is less than 4, and I have this handy function that's been maybe the most useful function that I have, and that is the direction to delta. So I can just throw in I, and I is then the direction. It goes north, east, southwest, 0, 1, 2, 3. And if I throw it in here, I get a offset vector. So north gets x0, y minus 1. South gets x0, y plus 1. And with this delta, I can just add that to the hero position, and then I have all the cardinals around the hero. And I can check if there's a trap there. So that's super useful. So I need the position. P is add two vectors of 2 int. That is the hero position and the delta. And then I can steal this. And T at P. And the hero's layer. If that's null, then continue. If it's not null, then I need struct entity. I'll check if it's a trap. So if kind not a trap, continue. So now I have a trap around the hero and I can destroy it. Let's see, where's that end? Let's look in the code when that's fired off when you step on a trap. That's the spike. And okay, it's different. For the web and the spikes. Did you utilize the Steam curator list? Seems pretty underbaked. I have no idea what that is. I know what Steam curators is because they send me scam mails every other day. But yeah, what's it for? It's kind of hidden in Steamworks. Oh, okay. Tangled. Okay, this is the destruction. So I'll have to make a switch. No, this is bad. So this is code duplication that you don't want. Because yeah, if I add a new trap, I'll 100% forget to update that here. But I also don't want to complicate this. You can send builds to curators for them to review your game. For example, IGN or Metacritic. Okay. Does that work? Or is it just like you writing an email and it going into the spam folder? Do they actually look at that? Because it may be interesting when I bring the game out of early access. Okay, so I'll make a helper function, spring static. Oh, I'll have to export that. Struct entity assert. Oh, let's just drop that. Spring is a trap visually. Changes visuals of trap E to make it look deactivated. And here I can then switch case spikes, case web. I also want the sound. Deactivates trap with visual change and sound. Well, that's enough actually. Okay, for the foam is also foam is not sprung. Spring. This is not working. This is not working. What if yeah, I'll just call stomp. Basically, I shot in the dark. I did just to see what will happen. Let you know if anyone gives it a go. That's why it feels underbaked. Just feels like a small list. And the ones that are more useful feel too difficult. I forget. Okay. Also don't see how it's too different from cold emailing a Steam key. A stake key. Okay. Yeah, but still interesting. Hope it works for you. So are you planning on releasing as soon as the build is approved? Or do you have a date? Okay, I'll need to rewrite this so that the sound plays even if nothing's standing on it. And it gets destroyed, okay. Sprung already. Effect. where do I set the is on? I don't. Oh, here I do. Okay, and the web. That should work, maybe. Let's see. Probably 2 weeks out, but I'm tempted to wait longer to attempt to market more. But I'm also no marketing genius, so I don't know. Yeah, I've no idea how it really works. If you need a big surge sales on day one for it to do it better, or but yeah. So yeah, I've no advice there, fortunately. Yeah. Just going to try and get as much wish lists as possible. There, I read in the Steam documentation that wish lists aren't that useful. It's the sales that matter. Of course, wish lists kind of implies more sales, but maybe a day one marketing push would be more effective. Yeah, you'd have to read that up in the documentation, but it's just a single page where it's all listed. That might give you pointers on what to do. But yeah, wishlists do certainly help, but they're not the be all end all. That's what Steam says. Okay, let's just stomp the already exported. That's good. Game. Let's just stomp the trap. AT is uninitialized. Makes sense. I have some YouTube Twitch friends that I might pay to stream it. That's probably a good idea. Exposure on those platforms. Sprung. There it is. And one more. Okay. What's the highest sales on day one? That's a good question. I think so. And I think I can look it up, but I'm not sure. Custom. 20th. Oops. Well, actually, I can't compare that. I can tell you how many I sold, but yeah, also with the okay, that's the day. Yeah, I sold 70 on the first day, so that's probably the highest it went. Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I had the release discount, the launch discount they call it, and I set it to 15%, I think. But yeah, that was pretty good. Let's check out the disarming. Okay, I need a trap, spikes, web, and foam, and then that works. Oh my god, this is a game changer. I could make the spikes more deadly again. So right now it poisons only every 5th. 1 out of 5 times. Let's make it deadlier. My game will be $5, so I'm worried I won't make anything. Also, people, that's just an impulse buy, so you might sell a lot more, but you also have to sell a lot more. So, no idea how that will work out. But yeah, could go pretty well. And this comment needs to go up here. Okay. Let's check this in. Make traps disarmable using weight. All right. So now for the actual task today. So I think it was yesterday when I talked about the having only one weapon throughout the game. I realized that's a stupid idea, so that's probably not going to happen. Just while playing, I noticed that. And but there are the much larger ideas, and one of them is to divide the path into segments. And that is the cuts idea that I talked about in the idea stream. And let me show you the picture. I hope that shows. That's this one. And the idea is that you don't have the one long path, but that it's segments, and they have a stone at the end, just like the entrance, where you're transported to another segment. And these are created on the fly, so that's one idea right now, that they are created on the fly. Could be that some of them have to be saved, but I don't think I can handle that, at least right now. So what I want to do is look at the path generation code and see if I can create new paths inside a run, because they're tied right now. One run equals one path, but that would be, the new version would be one run but many small paths. Yeah, I'll have to look at the code and see how complicated it would be to entangle those two. Either way, it's my first completed polished game. Learned a lot and excited to make more. That's awesome. That's really awesome. And kudos for completing a game. That's the hardest part. And not getting distracted or disappointed along the way and quitting. So that's awesome. Okay, so I've been scribbling like a madman in my notebook for the past two days, trying to figure that out, what that brings with it, these segmented paths. And I'm pretty sure they are the way forward. They're also not that invasive. So if I look at the path and then just cut it up into segments, as it is right now with the path stones, they kind of demark the segments. If I just cut them and have the path stones not destroy the way back, but teleport you forward, that would be basically it. So the actual gameplay change is very minimal in this first stage. But everything that comes after will change the game quite a lot. Not on the lowest level, but on the higher levels. And the path segments are, I think, the way forward. I've been thinking for 3-4 weeks, and that's the only thing that clicks. So yeah, I explored all the directions, but I think that's a good way forward. Anyways, not sure why I'm holding a speech. This is all still in flux. But let's look at the code. Where is that? That's in path. Okay. Let's go to the bottom. Generate the path. Generates path from random start location or returns 0. Okay, I could just reuse this function probably, but yeah, one problem immediately comes up. Actually, let's write this down. And I have the to-do open with SSH on my laptop, so had to close that. Okay, to-do, and let's just write a list. First thing is the okay, this is a bit more complicated, but I'll just go through it. The whole world is saved inside the executable, and it has all these object markers on it that are dead until the game decides to spawn entities from them when it loads the world. And because the path is a carving out of the world, it has to edit the actual tiles that are that come with the game. So it has to raise some and lower some just so you can't get off the path. So it actually edits the world data. It does that by making a copy. So you have the base truth in the executable, that's just binary data, 40 megabytes or something, creates a copy and makes that copy editable. And when I generate a path, I do the copy. So if I decide during a run to create a new path, I'll have to probably create a new copy. Or do I? Yeah, I have to. Because I have to clean up the old path. Otherwise, if you're 1,000 segments in, just hypothetical, it'll look like yeah, it look like a war field. So that will need to happen. That's pretty bad because copying 40 megabytes isn't that big of a deal, but with all the other stuff that's going on, that could cause a hiccup. So it must happen during a transition to black. I intend to make the teleports very brief, only half a second or so, but that gives me a completely black screen to do that. So yeah, I need to create fresh copy of game tiles each time, and the thing is that's not called here. The copy is not made here. Yeah, that's made in main. Is it an init game? Yeah. So when in init game I swap the tiles. So that's not going to work. Swap the tiles means, okay, there's a complication. The editor has its own extra copy. And that means that swap from editor to game, that means the active tile set that's the tile set that's the world data that's active is the game after this point, and then it copies the game tiles. It copies a fresh, unaltered version of the world over the game tiles. Bit complicated, but yeah. Ethan, how's it going? Good afternoon. But yeah, this has to happen during path generation. An init game is called, oh god. So yeah, the editor can start without a path, but it still needs to swap tiles and the game start as well. So let's just try this. I've committed everything because this can seriously screw up the game. And I need to get the correct gen path from, yeah, I need that. And then I'll take this out, but I need it for the editor here. You okay? Yeah, I'm doing fine. Doing fine. I'm back. Sorry, I was feeding the doggos. No worries. Okay. This will probably not work because of some reason. But the tile, the world copy is now decoupled from the run. And well, let's just see what happens. Good, we're back gonna get a cold drink. That's a good idea. Okay, didn't crash. And there's a path. That's pretty cool. Let's try that again. Still running. And now for the final test, jumping in from the editor. Also works. Jesus. Getting ganged up on by these skeletons. Okay. Oh, so this is open. Yeah, can go anywhere. Let's turn this to path. Still running. I think this works. That's pretty cool. Let's try dying, maybe. Well, I think I don't need to. If you die, you land in the menu. let's try anyway. Okay, start. All right. That's pretty cool. So I can now create new paths during the run, kind of. I think there's more stuff that needs to happen. Let's look at init game again, what it does. So it resets the state, resets the weather, metrics, the bag, but it doesn't reset entities. Where is that done? Oh, that's here. Oh god, start game. Okay. Wait. Okay, generate the tiles, delete the entities. Add starting food. Oh god. Have you run into the same issues as me where you think of cool ideas but they don't fit the current build game you are making? Yeah, constantly. Yeah. For example, the was just talking about it yesterday. The idea that you only have one weapon that you choose at the start in a loadout, that sounded awesome for hours and hours, and it worked on paper all the way, but it just played awfully. So that's gone again. For example, I wanted to build a town hub for my game, but realized it's probably a little much for a Pac-Man roguelike. Yeah, I mean, I'm not familiar with your game, but these things happen, yeah. And they happen all the time. But what I resort to, what really solves that every time for me are the heuristics from ASCII. There's this amazing book. The Aesthetic of Play from Upton, Brian Upton, and it's a hard read. There's nothing really easy about it, but there's a abridged version, and that has in it the 6 heuristics here that every game situation has to abide by, and they are amazing. So just by using nothing else out of this book, just using these 6 heuristics, you can get the most out of everything, or realize pretty quickly that it doesn't work. So the heuristics are, and that's I'll just read a bit more. Playful situations all share a universal structure. There's a particular way that the active constraints that shape a situation must be arranged in order to feel playful. This universal structure can be expressed by 6 broad heuristics. So 1 is choice, the right number of moves exist. 2nd is variety, situations don't repeat. Third one is consequence, moves lead to new situations. Then the fourth one is predictability. New situations can be anticipated. Fifth one is uncertainty. New situations aren't predetermined. And the sixth one is satisfaction. Desirable outcomes are attainable. So, what's the book called again? The small one is called Situational Game Design. It's this one. And the bigger one, so the situational game design book is also not easy to understand. But yeah, aesthetics of play is much more verbose and goes in much more philosophical realm, and it's sciencey, but it talks about play a lot. Price, variety, consequence, predictability, uncertainty, satisfaction. Correct. But the description matters. So what's written behind it? So choice, the right number of moves exists. But yeah, you can look at the VOD and where I read them out. But yeah, you should probably get the whole book to understand that fully. But situational game design basically says, so it's one approach to game design. It just says you want to create playful situations that adhere to these heuristics, and then make rules in your game that bring up those situations. So that's the whole idea. But the heuristics are really amazing to check yourself, and also to get new ideas, or to find out really quickly that you're missing something with an idea, or that an idea is just bad. So yeah, that's been really helpful for me. Yeah. Okay, so what the hell is the difference between start game and init game? So I knew the boot up code is a mess, mainly because of the editor. But init game, start game. So init game is called, and then it calls new game. And that calls start game. Okay, so it makes sense, but so this should land in new game. If not, define debug. Reset bot data. Okay. The bot is in there as well. Let's see if the start food still works. Like, I think you're pretty intuitive what works and what doesn't. I think I didn't get there until my mid-20s. I felt in my early 20s and younger, if I spend a lot of time on something, you feel you must keep it. But now I'm more than comfortable with throwing out code, commenting it out, and realizing it's better to only ship what actually works. Wow, that's deep. But I feel kind of the same way. But it's more with, yeah, it has more to do with just getting things done, and not not wanting to be perfect, but wanting to be good. I think that's a big part. Or not wanting to have something perfect, but wanting something that's good. And I'm actually not sure what changed. I mean, one big leap for me was just reading the OpenBSD code base. How it's not constructed. It just does the thing and then it's done. There's no hierarchies. There's no clever systems. It's just a blue collar code. And I think I carried that into everything. Yeah, it may also just be time. Oh, I can disarm it. I can disarm the... Wait, what did I want to test something. Quit, start. Is the food. Okay, I have food. And yeah, that should actually be it. That's enough of a test. Okay. End the game. Okay, that's jumping up into the editor. So, start game. This... Oh, this is bad. Generate tiles. That's that modifies the objects in the world. But that can only happen on a fresh copy. So, yeah, this should go here and in the path function. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Okay, let's see if that still works. Not crashing. How can I test if the generator still worked? If I find a trap. Oh. A trap or what else? May not survive this. Oh god. Okay, there's the generator works when I jump in from the editor. Because there was a basket. Is there a specific point where you felt really motivated to finish? Or did you know you had something from the jump? It's been up and downs all the time. Yeah, it's some days when I have a new idea, I'm really motivated. If I find 5 ideas in a row that I'm excited about, but none of them work, I'm really demotivated. But yeah, thing is, I'll just keep going because I set myself the goal of making this game, and it'll be the only game I'll make, so I'll have to finish it. Yeah, because yeah, I don't think I'll have the energy for another one of these, because I mean this will probably take, I mean early access is the end of early access is in a year or maybe 9 months, but after that there's still so much that I want to add, so it'll take me years and years until this is really finished. And I explicitly made it that way, that it's infinitely expandable. So there's no real it's done point. It just yeah, gets better over time, gets more varied over time. But yeah, won't be finished. Did I? Yeah, forgot that again. Show me a stray basket or a trap. Okay, or not. Show me an egg. Or what else can it generate? Okay, I need to reduce the drop of these buff potions. The drop rate. That's just outrageous. Or a mushroom. Show me a mushroom. An axe. Yeah, I'm not sure the generator has run. Oh, there's a... What? What was happening there? Oh. Oh yeah, that's the editor again. That's concerning. That's how I feel with my game, Dimengard. I'm releasing it as completed, but will add a lot over the years when I feel motivated with new ideas. That's awesome. That's a cool approach. But right now the idea's plateaued, and I think if I added more, it would mess with how fun it is right now. That's a good point. Not moving too fast, I mean. What is happening here? Why is it creating this depression? That's all on the same level. What the heck? What? Okay, something's clearly off. It might be that the path generator reuses old world data, but I've never seen that before. Okay, this staircase is fine. There's none over here. Where are steps that have been collapsed? Oh, yeah. Again. That's weird. Let me go to the bathroom real quick. Why does it do that? Gentiles. Set mproc early for Gentiles. Okay, that's something different. So generate tiles does the lowering of the steps by 1 height, but it shouldn't. Oh, is this called after the path is carved? I need to get some sleep. I'll see you next time. Alright, McNeely. Nice to see you today. I'll be back on tomorrow if you're awake. But yeah, have a good night. Okay, let's look for the staircases. Okay, there's an uncollapsed one. And I also need to look for clues as to if the path, the tile generator ran, which is again just traps or baskets. And other stuff I can't think of right now. I'm mainly looking for collapsed staircases. Steps, I mean, not stairs. Doesn't mark. So the generator ran, but no, I'll need to look if there's still these weird issues. Problem is the collapsed boundaries are really hard to spot, unless there's a problem like a tile with the wrong height. But otherwise they're really hard to, I mean they're basically everywhere. Or they were everywhere. They were all removed. So pretty sure that there's been one here. And that looked good. No weird. And there was something here because that line curls in on itself, which is not that pretty, but that happens. So yeah, I'll declare this good for now. Yeah. Okay, so now I have decoupled creating a new path from starting a new game. Let's write a function, or let's alter how the path stones work so that they don't get destroyed when you touch them, but they create a new path and move you there. Length of the path is not that important right now, but let's just try it. And that would work. How? So I need to collect all the important stuff. I think it's just start game. Do I need something from init game? No. It just resets all the stuff, which I don't want. So what's up with paths? Bugs are just improvements. I'm trying to cut the path into smaller segments using teleports. And yeah, because the game is set up for one path for one run, I'll need to decouple them, and that's what I'm doing right now. So start game, delete all entities. That makes sense. Initialize the entity map, initialize the light map, set the camera. This is all fine. Reset the inventory cursor. That belongs there. Set the control mode to default. That's fine. And then retessellate all the tiles. That means dirty the blocks. That means all tiles in view, all rendering blocks in view get reteslated. And what does delete entities do? I don't think it's in here. Nope. It's here. Does it throw away the hero? No, it doesn't. Hero gets preserved. That's perfect. So all other entities get destroyed. Then what does IEMP do? Rebuilds the entity map with the hero. Okay, that initializes the hero, which is bad. Also calls delete entities, so don't need that. But yeah, that's not what I want. IEMP. Where's that called? Okay, just in the tutorial, the landing screen. And then game start. Lab. Okay. Okay, so I need to alter these two. Not that. So that actually... Oh, I think I can't. Oh, I can. Try again or crash game. Yeah. Makes sense. So I don't think I need the hero in there, but I need to... I need to have a function. place the hero. And what that does is it asserts that the entity map is set already. Asserts. $303 sales. Ooh, you'll be buying a brand new BMW next month. Yeah, for sure. I already have 2 of those, but why not have a 3rd one? Does Steam pay out all this out at the same time, or do they work out the tax and pay you at the end of a month? All the purchases grouped up. Yeah, they pay out monthly. They pay out monthly. Okay. So I want this, and then I want this. Well, that's just stupid. I just don't call initialize hero here. I have to assert something. I have to know if the hero is initialized. Where do I know that? I can do the check. Oh god, where was the... Okay, yeah, I get it. Let's just make a flag. Else hero position. Oh nice, what's the earnings like now? Just over 2k euros. About. It's a bit complicated, but around that I think. It is about 2300. That's after everything Steam takes and deducts. Nice down payment on a BMW. Yeah, that's all going to rent. But the and then yeah, of course I'll have to pay taxes on that. But yeah, making less enough money for that to not matter. So that's one less worry. Okay, IEMP. What else? VP. Need to set that as well. And then IEMP. Okay, don't need that. But a 1. Actually... Why is this so complicated? I already have a state machine, but that made things worse, actually. Okay, I think I removed the initialize hero call. But that should probably go back in here. No. I have to have a position for that. Start game. At this position. I need another function. But that's also not working. Where is the L coming from? sp.z. No. Oh? IMP L, yes, okay. Okay, so this now relies upon the fact that the hero is initialized. That's okay. I initialize the hero here in the start game. And all of this stuff. Needs to have the hero. Oh god. So the thing is, this is actually correct. Yeah. But I need to now look at the other functions. Don't need that. Stupid. Okay, I2. And then landing. And that's it basically. And now I can take all of this, go to the path stone. Comment out all of this. And put in all of this.